You probably already have a bit of an idea how this video is going to go, considering I released 6, potentially 7 Minecraft dungeon videos by the time this one is coming out. I've definitely been enjoying the title, but it's not without its flaws. I've had a week in it. I've spent probably 20 to 30 hours overall playing through and working with different builds, fighting my way through the different difficulties, playing around with different items, and there is beauty here, but again, not without a few cracks. And it seems appropriate that there are a few cracks or little chips in the block that is this blocky game, the third foray into the Minecraft universe, and the first that features no mining nor crafting, as it is purely an ARPG top-down hack-and-slash game. But the simplicity of Minecraft Dungeons, the accessibility of Minecraft Dungeons, is something that makes it somewhat unique. And it serves as a potential gateway to min-maxing, gear grinding, and build creating of other more mature and more mature focused games such as Diablo, World of Warcraft, Destiny 2, or The Division. So this is my 1 week first impressions with Minecraft Dungeons. Hello everybody, Legundo here. I hope you're having a good week. With 30 about hours in Minecraft Dungeons right now, I'm level 50. I've just completed the adventure mode and am on my way to the apocalypse difficulty, and I've played around with a bunch of different unique builds to be able to get a couple different unique item videos out, 2 of which are going to be linked in the cards of this video and you should really check out. The unique items are kind of the standout point of Minecraft Dungeons, but we're getting ahead of ourselves and we need to start at the beginning. When Minecraft Dungeons was originally announced, it A, messed up Google search engine because there are already dungeons in Minecraft, but that's not what people talk about anymore, and B, immediately sparked my interest. This is something that was announced almost 2 years ago at this point, and at that time I was actively running a Minecraft server that had about 30 to 40 regular players on it. We created all sorts of different mini and macro games, and a Diablo style hack and slash was something that we were interested in but knew couldn't really work in the first person perspective. An isometric perspective, however, set in the world of Minecraft, which at the time, pre-Fortnite, was dominating the popular culture and was not yet uncool to hate Minecraft, even though that cycle has now gone back. This was something that could introduce action RPGs to an entire new generation because it was both visually and mechanically tuned for that generation. It's also tuned to just be a game that you can plop into, sit down, and play. You're not talking dozens of hours of investment time to be able to get to the best gear. I had my first uniques before I even completed the first campaign and was doing cool things with the enchants that I unlocked almost immediately. That simplicity is definitely at the core of Minecraft Dungeons. This is a game that you sit down, you buy, and you start playing with your friends almost immediately, and you want to have that power fantasy. It's also very much tuned for multiplayer play. The game can be played entirely in 4-player, either local or online co-op. Right now, I'd probably recommend online due to social distancing, but the mechanics of the game are built around that. And it's not so much about party composition and making sure each person has min-maxed gear into their individual roles, as much as good communication and just running around and hacking and slashing at basically everything. The mechanics of most of the boss fights are relatively simple and easy to pick up in about 30 seconds, and there's no real puzzle solving, raiding, or complex puzzle dungeons to unlock. There's definitely secrets in the game and hidden areas, but most of it boils down to find the pressure plate or switch, hit it, and then go do the next thing. While there is the potential for ARPGs and deep lore dives into Minecraft Dungeons, right now on the surface, that's not really available. Couch co-op balancing both helps and hurts the game. It helps it because sitting around and playing with your friends is fun, and this is a game that definitely seems to be tuned towards, look, this is Minecraft, this is fun. It very much leans into that personality and persona, and I think it hits that market well. The problem is, for people who have to play solo, you kind of get the short end of the fishing rod right now. If you're in multiplayer and your character is knocked down, you have a short window where the other players in your party can get you back up, saving you one of the 3 lives that you are given at the start of each run in each level. If you're solo, however, you don't get that opportunity. If you happen to get surrounded by enemies, you're pretty much going to die unless you can out-heal them or just quickly DPS a way through and navigate your way out. But the problem there is you need to kill enemies to get your way out, and if you get surrounded by a couple enemies with either a good block or good armor, you're almost certainly going to die. It goes from a might to an almost definite. And this is because your role, the main positioning mechanic, which you can use on top of movement, doesn't pass through enemies, nor does it provide invulnerability frames as true in other ARPGs. So if you get surrounded on the tile set and you can really only move on 4 axis, you're gonna die. This combined with the 3 level system, which feels like something out of a mobile or an arcade game designed to pull more quarters out of me, feels somewhat punishing for individual players. I'd prefer it if either players could have more lives if they're playing solo, or if there is some way for players to be able to self-heal for a short amount of time, say their potion was just about to come up anyway, if they're playing on their own. Balancing issues aside though, the hack and slash gameplay of the game both triggers that dopamine feeling of feeling very powerful, while at the same time has the ability to customize further and do something really unique with your build if you put a little bit more time into it, and especially go for good enchantment rolls. Keeping with Minecraft terminology, the primary perks on different weapons and armor are called enchantments, and most of them match with the enchantments that you'd find in the vanilla Minecraft game, but some are extremely new, especially some of the more powerful ones which you can find on rarer gear, including unique gear. Unique items serve as sort of the top tier customizable, completely cosmetically different upgrades of different armor trees. The frostbite armor, for example, is an upgrade of the phantom armor. Spider armor is an upgrade of the ninja armor. And you could go on and on with this. Basically, all classes of weapon or armor have 1 or potentially 2 unique items that are the top of that item tree's food chain. They play into what the expected build is for that specific class of weapon or armor, and combining them allows you to make something that could potentially be very unique, especially with random enchantments still being available on all unique items. Weapons will have 1, 2, or 3 enchantments depending on what level you unlock them at and what rarity they are, with 3 enchantments being much more common at the Apocalypse and above levels. And that's really all you need to know for the start of Minecraft Dungeons. There is a lot that you could do here with building or with the world and lore of the Minecraft multiverse that you could get into, but the campaign feels relatively short. It seems very much geared towards the play with your friends and have fun, just run the levels over and over, and then get into the gear grind side of things if that's what you're really into. If you're looking for a super deep min-maxable ARPG experience, not exactly what Minecraft Dungeons is. If I had to classify it, it would be the arcade version of Diablo compared to the desktop version. That doesn't mean that it's not available on desktop. It's available on desktop, most consoles, and also it feels like it should be available on mobile, but it isn't. Honestly, that's probably what I'd call this. I'd call this a mobile version or an arcade version of an ARPG that you just don't have to continue sticking microtransactions or more coins into, which is definitely a relief and a plus compared to what would have happened if this actually was one of those 2 titles. And I've seen people level the mobile game moniker at MC Dungeons as a pejorative term, but I don't think it is that way. There's definitely good mobile games and bad mobile games, but that's kind of the feel you get. This is a very casual experience that you could get deeper into if the mechanics are there, and they definitely are if you go searching for them and definitely want to min-max your build, but not as much if you're just jumping in and playing with your friends. MC Dungeons is the kind of game that you could play for about maybe 10 hours or so with your friends, see the majority of what there is to see here, and be satisfied with your $20 purchase. Plus, it's on Game Pass, so if you're already paying for Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate, you get it for free, and you're able to play that 10 or 20 hours, and it's definitely a worthwhile experience. There are 2 DLC packs which are coming in the next couple months, and according to data miners, they could release as early as July. So if you bought the Hero Edition of the game, which was $10 more, you get those 2 for free. If you didn't, and if you're playing on Game Pass, you're gonna have to pay a couple bucks for those as they become available. Additional expansions and additional mechanics and refinements being added to the game could definitely elevate it to higher levels, but right now I'd say MC Dungeons is a fun fun and entertaining game, but it's not something that would keep your attention unless you really want it to keep your attention. And right now I do, so that feels like a bit of a weird statement to say, but it's definitely something I'm going to be playing more. But it's the kind of game I'll play with a YouTube video on another screen and not demanding 100% of my brain power. And you know what? Right now, in how things are going and where I'm at with video games, that's kind of perfect for me, so I'll take it. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on Minecraft Dungeons. If you have any thoughts, you think I am full of it, if I've nailed it, if I'm missing something, please let me know what you think down in the comments. Like I said, I'm still enjoying this game despite any flaws that it may have, and you're gonna see a bunch more videos in it from me because this is exactly the right level of casual versus try hard that I think I can really slot into a good point in the MC Dungeons meta. But that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate your time. If you liked the video, a positive rating would be super appreciated. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing, sharing the video to your friends to help grow the channel. But until next time, my name's Legundo. Thank you all for watching. Go out there, be good to each other, stay safe, and I will see you next time.